everybody, welcome back to Twisted Life of TV. I am Poetry. You are here for another PNTV. Yes, y'all, PNTV bonus or extra, or however you want to call it. You here for that? Cause yesterday I did have 2 sheets of paper, but I evidently left one in the house, so I didn't have all my notes. But I ran out of time anyway because I was done talking by the time I got to work. And right now I'm late for work. Had some complications this morning. Did y'all run over to Survive Beauty yesterday? Get y'all honey butter lip gloss? Y'all didn't? Okay, you still got a chance to go over there to get it now. It's available all year, all long. Get your lips all glossified, feeling shiny, feeling healthy. Stay moisturized all day long. This gives you up to 12 hours of hydration. May only get 8 hours of sheen, but you'll still feel it on your lips 12 hours later. Drink some liquids, you know, eat some food, and it's still gonna be there. It's still gonna be popping. www.savadbeauty.com. SIVADBEAUTY.com. I'll try to remember to leave it in the description section this time. All right, y'all. So PNTV, there was one story that I forgot to mention yesterday that I wanted to talk on, but I didn't because I've been trying to stay away from all the shootings because they happen so freaking often. And I hate to say that I'm not desensitized, but I just don't want to talk about them because it makes me angry, make me mad. But I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this anyway because it looks like the wheels of justice are turning. The stars are aligning this week, child. The stars are aligning this week. So earlier this week, I believe on Friday this incident happened. Here in Florida, in Ocala, Florida, which is actually about 45 minutes to an hour from my house, there was a woman named Susan Lawrence that killed a black woman named Ajike Owens. People call her AJ, right? Well, let me break down the situation for you. Ajike has 4 kids. Her children were outside playing on this little open lot, this open field. You know, when you in apartment complexes or communities and you don't want the kids playing in the street, that's where they go to, an open field to go play, right? But they left the iPad. And they saw Susan Lawrence take this iPad. So they believed. So the children went to her house to go ask her for it. Now the 10-year-old, upon approaching Mrs. Lawrence's house, the 10-year-old was struck with a roller skate. She hit him with a roller skate in his foot. The 12-year-old, she took an umbrella to him and swung at him, you know, after cussing and arguing with the kids. So, of course, what they did, they went home, they told mama what happened. Well, being a mama, protective of their youth, protective of their cubs, Mama Burr went to go confront Susan Lawrence. Now, let me give you a little backstory, because this is a little bit backstory. They apparently have had beef for the past 2.5 years. I'm not sure if that's how long AJ moved over there or Susan moved over there, but for 2.5 years, these people have had beef. Susan, in my words, I'm going to paraphrase in my words, I'm going to say it in my words, didn't want these nigglets living by her. So she had a problem with her kids going out there to the open field near her apartment to play. She had an issue with that. So because of that, it built up years and years of hatred against this family, which they were going back and forth. Okay. So Mama Burr, Ajike, went to go confront Susan about hitting her kids with the roller skate and the umbrella and to try to retrieve the iPad back. You know the iPad has location on it. Okay. So she was knocking on the door trying to get Susan to come out the house. And what did Susan do? She took a gun and shot through the door, closed door, killing Ajike Owens. Okay? Now, it took 4 days. 4 days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Tuesday, count them 5. We gonna count them as 5. For the police to go out there to Susan Lawrence's house, age 58. She looked like she was 70 something, but age 58, and make an arrest. The sheriff of Ocala claims that don't blame him, blame Florida law. Florida law prevented him from going to make an arrest for 4 damn days. Now, child, I don't know any black or brown person that has been allotted a 4-day time frame for being arrested after killing somebody. Okay? Well, Susan Lawrence was claiming that she shot this person based on stand your ground. Now, remember the stand your ground law came into the spotlight when George Zimmerman used this against Trayvon Martin, where he chased and followed a young black teenage boy and shot and killed him. And they allowed that motherfucker to get away. So I guess Susan felt, well, if George Zimmerman could do it, so can I. Okay, there was another black woman in that same year that got approached at a gas station. Somebody was harassing her at a gas station. She let off a warning shot in the air. This was Florida as well. She let off a warning shot in the air. You stand your ground. And they locked her ass up. You know what I'm saying? A black woman. Okay. So I guess Susan felt that the stand your ground law worked well for white people. So she was going to try to use that. Well, the sheriff of Ocala County said basically, looking at the evidence that has been presented, looking at the history of altercations that has happened between this family and this woman, it is clearly to them that this was a straight up killing. There wasn't no stand your ground and nothing going on. First of all, how you standing your ground between a closed door? You have to prove that you was an immediate threat. There was an immediate threat happening to you in order to stand your ground to work. You know, like when somebody trespassing in your home, if they in your home, stand your ground. Okay, see what I'm saying, like that? But she hadn't even opened the door. Her GK wasn't armed. She was armed with words, because you know how black people come with words. She was armed with words. Her 10-year-old son was standing next to her when she was shot. By the time the ambulance showed up, she was, still fighting for her life, but she died. Okay. But they locked her ass up. They got her locked up. They finally locked that heifer up. You know what I'm saying? Or they arrested her. She is looking at 30 years. 30 years, damn it. Son of a bitch made motherfucker. 30 years in prison. She has other charges as well, such as culpable negligence, battery, and 2 counts of assault. Lock her ass up. Lock her ass up. She'll be 90 years old. She's gonna die in jail. She'll be 90 years old before she try to get out that motherfucker, if she got the full term. Lock her up. I think they're expected to go to court with her next week. Okay? In other news, Yarner. Like I said, the stars must be aligning. It is Pride Month. If you didn't know, happy Pride Month to all my, y'all know I call y'all alphabet people because too many goddamn letters y'all have. But you know what I'm talking about. The homosexual, gay, trans, queer, TIA+, the alphabet people community. Happy Pride Month to y'all, okay? So, this right here, Marion Gordon Robinson, known to the world as Pat Robinson. His racist, homophobic, backwater ass TV evangelist passes away at age 93. There was no cause of death given. He was 93. Probably natural causes, okay? I saw a Twitter post that said only the good die young. And that's because he lived 93 years spewing his hate. He's most popular for being the host of the TV show The 700 Club. He has been the, I would say probably one of the main people who have sparked this GOP Christian hatred tirade against homophobic people personally. I mean, he was all kind of stuff, but he mainly focused on the homosexual people. He was able to broadcast this hate for over 60 years. No, actually 60 years, because he retired on the 60th anniversary of that show. But yeah, over 60 years. He just was able to be on TV for 60 fucking years spewing his hate. Well, he died, okay, in Pride Month. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I don't celebrate specifically people's demise, they death, but I ain't losing no sleep over this one. That's what I'm saying. I ain't losing no sleep over it. All I'm saying is the pearly gates better lock his ass out. That's all I'm saying. Lock him out. In the state of Alabama, this is what I meant to talk about yesterday too. Damn, why does my alarm keep going off? In the state of Alabama, well, y'all know a couple years ago, they decided to rezone the districts. And in rezoning the districts, what they did was make predominantly the entire state a Republican state, because they rezoned it to a way of fashion that black voters were so divided that no matter what, I don't care if 100% of them turned out, they would never win these 7 congressional districts. A lower court had already ruled that this was discriminatory against black people and a violation of the voters' rights. So it went forward to the Supreme Court. Well, the Supreme Court agreed. Now, y'all know the Supreme Court ain't been shit lately. But they got this one right. They got this one right. The Supreme Court says, yes, indeed, this is a violation of the voter rights. You can see that they are clearly trying to rezone to make Alabama stay red all the time. Okay? Like they said, no matter what, 100% of voters showed up, black voters showed up. And they all 100% voted Democrat. There was no way in hell that they was going to win because of the way that it's rezoned. Okay, so the Supreme Court says we're going to throw out y'all little new rezoning map. Y'all new congressional map, kick that shit to the curb. That's what the Supreme Court said. And now they have to redraw the map. I don't know if they're going to put it back to the way that it was. I'm not sure. But they got to redraw the fucking map. Now, the Attorney General of this state, what is his damn name? I didn't get the fucking name. Maybe because I didn't like his ass. He said despite the Supreme Court ruling, he don't give a fuck. He's still going to oppress the voters in this state. I don't care if they won their case. It ain't over for him. I'm saying he going to make sure that he keep on trying to make the black voters not get representation in any congressional map in his state. That's what he going to do. When is re-election coming up? Vote his ass out. That's what I'm saying. Get him out. Get him out. Lock her ass up. Shut the pearly gates on that motherfucker. And vote this bitch out. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Get him out. Get him out. Woo! Great victory for the state of Alabama. Great victory for the state of Alabama. Now, my last case, my last topic of a conversation has to do with Donald Commander Zero Trump, also known as the Orange Cheeto. I didn't want to disrespect Cheetos like that. This two-time impeached sitting president, or former sitting president, twice impeached, y'all. The only president in history that it was impeached twice. The twice impeached former sitting president has been federally indicted by the state of Florida. This is his second indictment. So he's been impeached twice and now indicted twice in the same year. This has to do with the classified documents that he took out of the office when he got out of office and took down to Mar-a-Lago, Florida. Okay. Now, he is being charged on 7 counts. One being the Espionage Act. This was a law that he created and signed into law, or a bill that he signed into law to try to get Hillary Clinton when it came to those emails and stuff like that. This was the law that he signed. So he is about to be federally, and he's about to be charged under the law that he created. Ain't karma great? Karma is a bad bitch, baby. Karma's a bad bitch, okay? He has, what is other charges? Obstruction of justice, destruction or falsifying of classified documents, conspiracy, and false statements. Okay, that's just a few of them. Now the prosecutors, they are planning to take his ass to court next week. They not doing like Manhattan. Manhattan indicted him back in April, and for some reason Manhattan is taking the slow road, and they ain't gonna try to bring him up for charges until later this year. We're suspecting around November, December, you know, in light of the election process, right? But Florida said, no, we ain't playing no motherfucking games. We finna take his ass to court right now. Now, let's hope the shit stick. Because one of the charges, like I say, it's a crime to take home federal documents that are of national security, classified documents that are national security, right? And in order for them to win that charge, they have to prove that he knew he still had them in his possession. Okay? For the Espionage Act charge to go through, they have to prove that the documents were still technically classified. My thing is, whether they was classified or not, why the fuck you ain't no longer on this particular job, but you taking home material that have to do with the job you just left? What job do you know you get fired from and you get to take home information from the job? Like I work for the IRS and I get to take home tax returns. Where the fuck that happen at? It don't. But anyway, that's just some ideas of what they got to prove. Now in the taking home the information that he ain't supposed to take home, they can prove that. To me, they can prove. It's already been proven. One, because he said, well, I declassified them, so he's aware that he had the documents. Okay? He said that, if I'm not mistaken, that they were secured at his home. That he did some kind of test with the pool boy, and the pool boy let out the water, and they let the water back in, and it was very secure. He has the top plate secured. So, he's already demonstrated that he's fully aware that he has these documents in his possession. Now, I had said that on each count, I posted on the community board that each count could lead up to 10 years in jail. That is not an accurate statement, because some of these charges, they have fluctuating. Like his contempt of court, it's a maximum about 6 months in jail, okay? The criminal charges of taking the documents home, that can get him up to 20 years in jail on that account. I just use 10 as an average, okay? So we're looking at anywhere from 6 months to 20 years, depending on the charge that he could possibly get. Something has got to fucking stick, okay? Something has got to stick. He has 34 charges for the case in Manhattan. 34. Now 7 new charges for the case here in Florida. That's 41 criminal charges pending against this man. 41. Now let's not count out, he already lost a civil suit against E. Jean Carroll for $5 million for sexual assault. Let's not count that out. Let's not count out, he already has another New York civil case going up against him right now that will possibly strip him of doing business in New York, the state, forever. Okay? That civil case is still going on right now. Let's not even forget about the other criminal charges that are pending against him, or that are they not pending. The other federal indictment that is pending against him in the state of Georgia for election fraud. Okay, now they said they already know this Georgia case is looking good. Georgia plans to indict him in August. And the reason why this Georgia case is looking good is because they had people like Rudy Giuliani and some other people out here being, what do they call them? Did I write it down so I would know? False electors. That's what they were. they were the ones who falsely certifying that he had won the election when he hadn't. Okay, 8 of these false electors have already came forward and testifying against him. They got cut a deal. 8 of them at least. Right now, there's possibly many more. Like I said, Rudy Giuliani was one of them. So, baby, Georgia's about to go forward on that ass, too. So, you got 3 motherfucking states out of these here United States that have federal charges pending against you. With Georgia, again, it's not pending yet. It's still an indictment. What an indictment is, basically said, this is what we gonna do for your ass. They still have to take him to court. They still have to win. And that's the problem. He has been known to skate by so much shit. I honestly thinking that the E. Jean Carroll case, because he was actually charged finally with something, even though it was civil, is what is helping pushing these along. I know that the Manhattan indictment came down first, but I didn't understand why the fuck they taking so long. If you got enough to indict, why are we waiting so long to go to court? And for me, they told me that something is not lining up like they want to. But Florida say, baby, we going. We marching on. Okay, we marching on. And they gonna take his ass to court, child. Something gotta stick. Something out of the 41 plus new indictment charges is gonna come down in August. Gotta motherfucking stick. This is your king. This is who y'all want for president. No ma'am, Pam. I can hope that the American people not this stupid. I know that there are some that hateful that are gonna vote him in regardless, no matter what, because of the hate that he has helped stir up in them. And they think of the hate that, you know, what he can do for them, you know, with that hate-fueled power. You know what I'm saying? I know so it's still going to be some dummies that still vote for him. But if they don't, they're going to vote for DeSantis bitch ass because he's the same. He's really the same person. Well, Dumb Donald, again, goes to social media. There's a site called Truth Social. I'm not on it. I think Tabitha is, though. But Tabitha speaks politics. And he went on there and posted and blamed everything on the Biden administration. Of course, it's been a witch hunt. The whole box hoax is what he called it. It's fake news. You know, everything fake for him. This is a fake case. It's a fake charges. Those 100 boxes, 100 documents wasn't fake, Don Donna. It wasn't fake. Okay, they saw them. They retrieved them. They asked you to bring them back. You ignored them. They subpoenaed you to return those documents. You ignored them. Okay, so they had to go into your motherfucking crib and seize the shit. Okay, it ain't fake. It exists. They right there in living color. But he wants to keep blaming the Biden administration, and especially for the probe itself, he blames the Biden administration. Baby, blame yourself. Blame yourself for all your criminal behavior, your criminal activities. I mean, I'm quite sure if they go back into years of what Dumb Donald has done in his business career, they could probably find some more criminal shit. And I think that's what Manhattan, the civil case, is about. All the other criminal activity. They already had like 17 charges filed against his partners, you know, in his business endeavors. They already got indicted on 17 charges. You know what I'm saying? So I'm quite sure, Dumb Donald, you're going right along with him. You're going right. Lock his ass up. Lock him up. Lock him up. Lock him up. And hopefully, whatever charges they pin against your ass, they have consecutive sentences, meaning back to back. Once one end, the next one start. Let's do that. I think that's consecutive. Is that consecutive? Or consecutive mean they running all together? We need the one where they back to back. I can't think right now because I'm driving and shit. So yeah, child. Dumb Donald is going down. I'm going down. Ooh, Susan Lorenz, she's going down. I'm not really celebrating, but Pat Robertson, he went down. Down by the riverside. He went down. Okay. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. This has been PNTV Extra. PNTV Extra. Get them out. Get them out. Get them all. Get them all. That's what. Get them all. Peace.